This is the CAS tutorial number 3, extrude and copy. Now, what I'm going to be showing you is the extrude option, but first I'm going to show you how to do an actual copy without flaw, or mostly without flaw. Now, up here you have your mirror. What it does is it flips it around. But if you click on copy, it'll create a copy of it, obviously. Now the mirror axis is what is the position that's going to be flipping it. Over here you have offset, where you choose to put it. So, since I want to move this over here and have it face the other way, we gotta do the y-axis. We'll be mirroring it here. X would be copying it this way, and Z would be copying it that way. So, and over here, but we need Y. Now, I don't want it to be the same size. So we're going to have to go over here and scale. Now, we could scale it like that along the Z axis or along the Y or the X. Now, we could do it just Z and Y, or Y and Z, or X and Y, and X and Z. But in order to do it completely, we don't have to hold down Shift. We can just highlight the middle part that does all three. Now here's the thing. I kind of want that to be precisely 75% smaller than that head. So we go down here where it says 100, because I have the whole thing selected. If I highlight that and change it to 75, it's all 75, and somehow it flipped itself. That's alright. Go up to mirror and no clone. And it flips it. Now, if you recall, I did say that we'll do this without flaw. What I mean is, sometimes when you copy it, it flips the normals. What I mean by that is, best I can describe it, is the way the face of the polygon is facing. So one way we can check that is go over here, go down to Edit, Normals. See all of those little lines? That is the direction that our normals are facing. You can alter your display length here, because if it gets really too long, it's unreadable. So, I usually like having it short, like around 10 apparently is good. You can do it that way, or the easiest way I found, especially if you have a hole in your polygon like this, select the side. Note the color of red. The underside, oh crap, is a dark red. So you can just simply select the polygon. Aha! So, edit normals apparently did not do its job. These polygons are facing the opposite direction. So to prevent any confusion later on, we select the whole thing, right-click it, go down here where it says Flip Normals. Simplest fix for that. Now, a lot of the problems I've come across, because stuff like hair and cloth targets the outside. If your normals are on the inside, it's going to try to target the inside of the polygon. Same thing with apparently connecting your vertices and some other issues that I'm just not going to bother listing right now. So, onward to extruding. Oops. Now, if you notice, I have a circle of polygons here. I have both sides selected. Now, if you note my mapping, I have these weird tentacle-like things coming off of him. That's actually going to be the wings. Now, I'm going to use the front part to see where I'm going to be placing them. I want to get it from here all the way out here. Now, we have a lot of different tools over here we can use. Right now, I'm going to use Extrude. Now, normally I would not say to do both sides at once, but in this case, Extrude would work very well. Now, you click on this, it pops up with a little box here. Now, this determines how far it'll go. If you notice, it's pointing downwards, but that's fine. Now, why do I do it like this instead of just moving the polygons? Watch what happens when I move them. Not only is all the polygons I selected going in one direction, but if you notice, it's stretching out the sides here. I don't want that. What I want is a nice actual polygonal stretch. So that way I can actually alter it and it'll stay the same width. Now before you go and edit, always make sure you click OK. This applies and continues, so that if you're going to be doing more extruding stuff, apply. You can just go ahead and just fool around. Now, there are different. Right now it's on group normals. There's also local normals. That spreads it out. The group, it just more pulls it out. With the local normals, it actually spreads it out depending on your shape. And then by polygon, it pulls them all out separately. Now, to get straight up across like that, I just simply keep them highlighted and pull them up. Now again, my left side is different from my right side, and again, that is fine. So I could hold down Control or Alt, drag those over. Those are unselected, so I can just now move this. And like I said before, it is not perfect. But drawing is going to be a lot different than modeling, and vice versa. So I got the length to the side that I want. Well, I guess I can drag this one out more. Or you know what? Just a little bit. Now here does not matter. I don't need it to flow to be in the exact same position. In fact, I think this is a little better. However, I do want it to be curved like it is on the paper. So, now I gotta select the end caps again. But this time I'm not going to be... Oh, shoot. Alright. Cut that out. I'm not selecting the caps. Go. Right now, we need to do a little bit of swift looping. And I know it looks like a circle. But that's because it's just going completely around the polygon, so don't worry about that. If it was perfectly symmetrical, you'd just see one line. So, I need to find where my wings are going to bend. One is there. One is there. Another's there. But Cass, you might say, how are you going to get it as long as that? That's a good question, smart alecky guy. We just continue to move it. Alright, I was about to do something I did not like to do. Alright, first, we move the cap so that it will bend properly. Then holding down Control to select more stuff. And at some point I'm going to have to rotate the cap.
Not too much.
Okay, definitely edit that out. Alright. Now this time I'm going to extrude the sides differently. And that is a drawing error. I'm going to make it as long as that. Now, I could either just make the different sections like I just did, or apply and continue. And here I can even adjust rotating it. As you can see, the whole thing just started to angle downwards. That might have been... I know exactly why that happened, because I rotated the original piece. Okay, that's not happening like I imagined it would. Also, if you notice, it's starting to get a little bigger than it should. So since it's getting bigger, and I want it to get smaller, now we will tackle bevel, which does not only makes it go longer, also expands the size of it. So I can make it go smaller and then apply and continue. Rotate it a bit. Now you remember how I said I was going to make it that long? I changed my mind. I'm going to make it this long. No? I'll move the head back. Anyway, I'll position that later. Oh, you see how the polygons are messing up like that. It's as small as I can get it. So, we gotta go in and move some vertices around.
Wow, this is a mess.
For now, I'm going to hide unselected. And I'm going to pull out one of my favorite tools. Up here, this determines how you're going to move what you have selected. View, screen, world, parent, local, gimbal, grid, and working. Now, I usually do local for this. If you notice, my gizmo has changed. And what it's doing, now I can pull it in the direction of the object that it's connected to. So it will better tell me where these vertices belong. Especially if I move my angle. Because working on a 3D object in a 2D plane is very tricky to do. However, there is a problem with this, because working in one angle long enough, you start messing it up.
See what I mean?
Okay, now instead of extruding, I'm just going to pull it out, because I want that to become the tip. Okay, now here's... Oh. I'm going to change that back to view. Now here's the ultimate question. What would be easier? Doing all that again for the other side, or just copy and pasting? For me, it's more of just doing it for the other side. And that's a little crooked.
Knowing what happened over here, I'm going to have to bevel just slightly already. Oops. And I already have to just inverse these right now. Bevel has never messed me up this bad. I mean, look at that. I don't know what's going on with that now. Almost already got a little too small. Whoa. Ah, damn it. Wait. In hindsight, I might have been better copying and pasting. Alright. I'm going. Grab that.
So now I got my wingspan. Now I think of it, I'm going to show you a little something. Because if you have done the whole copy and paste, this is what you would have to do. For now, what we're going to do detach. That separates the two objects. Notice that I labeled this as object. Now what you want to do, click on that, click attach, then click the other object. But now, notice, okay, notice they're still separate. So if you want the mesh to be one, you have to go in, click on ignore backfacing, highlight vertices. If you notice down here it says 2 vertices selected. You click on weld and it combines them. Then you do that for all the other vertices. Now, the reason why I did not want to do that is because when you copy it, you click mirror, it's gonna flip your normals again. And for me, that is a process that's a lot more annoying than working on the other side, especially if your two sides are different. You have to go in and move the vertices individually to get next to each other. But if I have done this whole thing symmetrically, I'd only be working on 1/2 of my model. Then I would copy that model to the other side and then go down the side and connect all the vertices, making sure that all my normals are the same. All of them are welded. Alright. So, you be the judge. Either way works. Just which way works better for you. And that blissfully and thankfully concludes this episode of the tutorial. So next time, I'm actually going to show you how to place stuff into the model. Until the next.